Well, hello there. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a busy one. I was doing a lot of painting and a lot of different things, but I'm back to planning for my next video, which is tomorrow, my next YouTube video. So I'm going to be pouring it tonight and editing it and then uploading it tomorrow. So I'm doing something I have never tried before. It's a variation of another technique that I really like a lot. I'm going to do a modified waterfall pour. And what my goal is to make a gradated color palette. And so I'm going to have a lot of yellows, well, golds, oranges, reds, browns, and some bronzes. And I want the colors to be kind of from the dark browns up, running through the reds and into the oranges and yellows. So kind of a gradation. So I thought one way to try and do that, which should make it more interesting, is to have 3 separate layered cups of paint. So that's my plan anyway. I haven't tried it yet. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a shot. I think it's a cool idea. So what I'm going to do is have 1 cup full of the browns and bronzes, 1 cup full of the oranges, or I should say like maroons and reds. And then the 3rd cup will be the oranges and yellows, or gold. So we'll see. I don't know. The reason I'm using 3 cups instead of just layering everything in 1 cup, which would work, and you'd probably get an interesting painting, is I want to kind of separate the darks from the middle colors from the light colors. So I'm using 3 separate cups layered. I'm going to use like a couple different colors in each cup. So I might have a hint of gold in the dark cup and a hint of the bronze in the light cup, just to kind of get some cohesion with the color palette. But one thing I'm pretty sure will happen is I need to have a bigger cup, like whatever cup I pour on first, I need more paint in that cup. And then a smaller cup on the second one, and then a smaller cup on the third one. Because what normally happens when you pour a lot of paint on, the paint from the second and third cup are going to want to push over the top of the paint from the first cup. If that makes sense, I don't know. So I want to have more of the dark colors, less of the middle colors, and then a smaller amount of the bright colors. Hey, Mama Doulas. Nice to see you. Hey, Kitty Hawkins. Thanks for coming. I'm just chatting or ranting like about what I'm doing tomorrow for my, or I should say what I'm going to be doing later tonight for my video tomorrow that's going to be uploaded. It's going to be a modified waterfall pour, and I'm going to be using 3 layered cups to do it. 1 cup is going to have the dark colors, dark values. Hey, Corinda. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to have 1 cup of darks, 1 cup of kind of the mid-value colors, and 1 cup of the light colors. So I'll show you kind of some of the colors I'm using. So for the dark colors, hey, Michelle, how are you doing? I'm going to have browns. I'm going to have some burnt umber, and then some raw umber with a little black mixed in. And then I'm going to have a bronze color. So these are kind of my darks. So like dark browns. Hey, Barbara. Thanks for joining us. And then I'm going to have in my middle cup some maroons or a crimson color. So like a crimson, and then my favorite pyrrole red. And so that's going to be kind of the middle values. Plus I might throw in a little tiny bit of bronze in there as well. And then in the light cup, or the brightest cup, I'm going to have orange, which is, I use Master's Touch. I'm using Master Touch tonight. It's a really potent bright orange, which I like. And then also gold, that will be my yellow. Gold I'm using as my yellow. So it's going to be oranges, yellow, oranges, golds, and then probably a hint of, and some red in there too. So that'll be in my bright 3rd cup. And then we'll see what happens. I have no clue what's going to happen. I've not done it before, but I'm going to be doing an 18 by 24. So it's going to be a big one. So it's a big panel I'm going to be using. And so I'll be pouring in one spot the whole time. So I'll start and pour probably in the top quadrant of the panel, let that run down, and then put that cup down, grab my second cup, pour that one on, and probably lowering the panel as I go. So it's going to be kind of technically, it's kind of a challenging pour anyway, doing the waterfall pour, because you have to kind of hold the panel up and then lower it. But then I'm switching cups. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to give it a shot, and we'll see. So, hey, McLovin's in the house. Nice. Welcome. So that's a little rundown of my plan for the video tonight. And then I have something else I wanted to talk about too. And so if you totally missed the plan, I can go over it again. Just let me know in the comments, or you might be saying, enough with the plan. But I wanted to show you a little test I did over the weekend. I had this painting, which is this is just a glue and silicone painting. And I used the coconut oil in this one. I don't love, it's an okay painting. It's kind of oranges and some blues. It got a little bit muddy, but it's okay. But I wanted to try putting a finish on right over the top without cleaning it at all. So I used the Liquitex varnish. I used the satin one. I have satin and I have the high gloss one. I prefer the satin a little more, but I put the satin on just like I would normally, right over the top. No washing of any silicone or anything, and it went on just fine, no problem at all. So there wasn't a ton of silicone in this to begin with, but it didn't pitch or anything like that. Now, would resin work the same way? That's a different story, which I haven't tested that out yet, but when I get to that point, I'll let you know. So, but this is a great finish. And then Tuesday, I might show you just a quick demo of applying this finish the way I like to apply it. So if you want to swing by on Tuesday to check out the live, I'll do a little quick varnishing demo with the Liquitex satin. So, hey, Chris. Hey, Barbara. Oh, I'll go over the intro again. Don't worry about it. I'll go over it quick. Hey, Novala. So I was just talking about varnishing, and this is just a quick test I did, going right over the top of the coconut oil silicone I like to use. And let me grab it quick. Oh, it's the OGX stuff, and I like this a lot. And it's dimethicone. It's a different form of silicone, and dimethicone is used in like the beauty products and things. But I didn't clean off any of the silicone. I just let the painting dry and put the varnish right on the top, and it went on just fine. I put on 3 layers, and I didn't have any pitting or anything like that. There is some indentations where the silicone was, but that's just the paint and the way the paint dried. It doesn't have anything to do with how the finish went on the painting. So, but I'll switch the camera and show you that, a closer look at that. But so Tuesday, I'll do a little quick demo on how I like to apply the Liquitex varnish, in case you want to know. It's a pretty simple way that I apply it. The only trick with it is you have to go fairly quickly, and there's no going back. So once you go over an area, you're done. You have to just progress through the painting and then leave it alone. If you go back, you're going to have lots of problems. But I'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about that Tuesday. Or did I say Tuesday? I meant Wednesday. Sorry. Barbara just mentioned another live tomorrow. I meant Wednesday, not Tuesday. Sorry about that, guys. So Wednesday, but I'll put the streaming thing out there, and so you'll know it'll be the same time at 5 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday. Okay. It's a Monday. What can I tell you? All right. So let me flip the camera quick and I'll show you the close-up of the painting. And here it is. So it turned out pretty nice. I'll try to get some glare on it. You can definitely see the indentation of where the silicone was in the paint. So, you know, putting a resin coat on top of this, you would get a smoother finish. The finish goes right on top, and whatever the paint is doing is going to show up in the varnish. So you can see it's like a fairly uneven coating, but that's just how the paint dried, the paint and the coconut oil. So, but it's a very nice finish. And I'll probably do it on, yeah, there's a lot of texture on that one. So I'll probably varnish one that doesn't have silicone on it, so you can see what it looks like on just a regular painting. It's a pretty finish, and if you put on a nice maybe 3 coats, 4 coats, I put it on fairly liberally, not crazy dripping wet, but I'll show you that when we get into it. But if you put on about 3 decent coats, it does have a very nice smooth look. But not on this one though, because this one has all the texture from the silicone and stuff. But so that's one of the ones with, and that is the satin varnish. So that's the way the satin looks. It's still fairly shiny, I think, the satin. That's plenty shiny for me. So for most of my paintings. And so quickly, I'll go over my plan of action for the video I'll be doing tonight. And it's going to be a waterfall pour. It's going to be a modified waterfall pour. And I'm going to have 3 different cups layered with paint. So I'm going to have a bigger cup. This is about a 6.5 ounce cup, which will be the dark colors. And then the medium values, which are red and crimson, I'll have kind of a medium-sized cup. This will be about 4.5 ounces of paint. And then the third cup will be a little, like a 2.5 ounces of paint. And what I'm going to do is pour the big cup first in one spot on my canvas. I'll be holding my canvas up and pouring like in one spot towards the top. And that'll run down. Then I'll switch cups and go to the smaller cup and pour that on there, and then pour the third cup on. So my whole goal with that is to kind of separate the dark colors from the middle value colors from the light colors. Will it work? I have no clue, but I will try it out, and we'll find out tomorrow. So whatever happens, I'll post it. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to tilt that painting yet. That'll just have to come with what's happening during the pouring process. But it's a new thing for me. I've never tried that one before, so we'll just see what happens. It's an idea I had today, so I'll give it a shot. But it should be some pretty colors though, kind of like a gradation from the golds into oranges, reds, crimsons, into the kind of the brownish colors. So we'll see what happens. But so that's pretty much it. I'm all prepped and ready to go, I think. And Barbara asked, where did I get this idea? It just came to me. I just wanted to try something with fall colors with oranges and reds, but I wanted to kind of keep the colors separated. If I was to layer them all in one cup, there's a chance that it would do what I wanted it to do, but most of the, you'd probably get a lot of blending of colors in a 1 cup pour like that. So I'm trying 3 separate cups to see if I can kind of keep them separate. It's basically a multi-ring pour. I've done those before where you have like a larger canvas and you pour 3 ring pours on different areas of the canvas. The difference with this one is I'm pouring all the ring pours in the same spot. and they'll be running down the canvas as I pour them. So I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. We'll find out though. So it'd be an interesting experiment. So that's what I'm trying to see. Let's see, Jan. Oh, you're welcome, Jan. I'm glad you're enjoying my lives. And yeah, it's I think it's fun and interesting to kind of explain my the process behind what I'm thinking about when I'm doing these pours. So, but so we'll see though. I've done a lot of experiments that have not worked. So, you know, this one very well could not work at all. I don't know. We'll find out. But I have a feeling, well, it'll be interesting, whatever the case. And they're going to be pretty colors. Like the orange and the gold together is a very vibrant combination. And I have my Pyro Red, which I love. So there'll be a lot of really bright colors. And that's the other thing, keeping them separated in 3 separate cups. You'll keep the intensity of those colors, and there won't be a lot of intermixing of colors. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens. So, but the other thing I wanted to mention is let me throw a banner up here. I just published a new guide I just came out with. It's kind of a supply guide. I call it the Essential 7 Supplies for paint pouring. So I kind of go over like the 7 things you absolutely have to have just to get started with paint pouring, to see if you like it and see if it's something you want to continue with. And then I also have 9 optional supplies in there that you can get down the road if you want. And these are all supplies that I use all the time, every time, pretty much. But then I also talk about, I go into like what types of paints I use and why, what kind of pouring mediums I use, and some of the pluses and minuses of those, and some of the different surfaces that you can try. So it's a free guide if you want to pick it up, and hopefully it'll be helpful. It's just it's not a real long guide. I think it's about 20 pages all told with the whole thing. But there's also a checklist in there that you could print out and take with you when you go pick up your starting supplies if you wanted to. So I just thought it would be a nice, handy guide for people just starting out and seeing if they like paint pouring and trying to try it on a pretty tight budget. You don't need a whole lot of money to get started and see if it's for you. So I know a lot of you are pretty advanced and you probably have all the stuff, but in case you're not, you can go check out the guide. And it's just at acrylicpouringacademy.com/guide. And I'll ship it right over to you in your email if you want to check it out. And Chris asked, what was the butcher's tray called? You talked about in another video. Yeah, that was a big, what is that called? It's like a large baking tray. I think it's like a baking display tray. I can't remember exactly what that's called. I'll find the name for it. And actually, I have an Amazon page I just put together not that long ago. It's like a Amazon affiliate page. But a lot of people ask me about the supplies I use, so I thought that would be the easiest thing to put together. So I have all the different stuff I use in that page. So I'll put that tray in there as well, so you can find the exact tray that I use. And those happen to fit perfectly in the baking racks. If you buy that's what I use for a drying rack, is like a baking sheet rack, because those trays are the same size as a full baking sheet. They just happen to be plastic, not aluminum. But I will find the name of that, and I will put it in that page. Just one quick second. Let me see if I can find the name of my little page thing, and I'll throw it in the comments. Just a quick second. Okay. Okay, so I put it in the chat, the Amazon page, and I do get like a little affiliate commission off of that, but that's not really the point of that page. It's mostly just to show you the exact things I'm using. So like the exact hair dryer I use is in there. The cups I like to use, the silicone, the stir sticks, like my favorite Unicone stir sticks are in there. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I personally use. And so if you can check it out, you don't have to use the affiliate link if you don't want to. But that's just the easiest way to kind of put all that stuff in one spot so you can find it all. So, but yes, Chris, I'll put that in there for sure. And then you can see the exact tray. Another thing you can use is, and I don't know the exact name of this either, but it's like a large dog tray for some reason. I think it's like a dog house training type of tray, but they come in a bunch of different sizes, so you can get them pretty large, which is nice because it's a big plastic tray. You could line that with freezer paper, and it has short sides on it. I don't like containers that have the big tall sides. It's just kind of difficult to work around. But that's also a great product to use if you wanted to. I like the big cafeteria trays is basically what I'm using. That might be a good thing to type into Google, is like a large cafeteria tray. I think mine is about 18 by 24. So that might be a great search term to check out, Chris. Let's see, any other questions? And yes, Navala said it, Baker's display tray. Thank you, Navala. That I think is it. And I'll also put it in there. And yeah, Barbara has a dog tray thing for a dog crate. Yeah, it's like a dog crate tray. Yeah, and those are like big, and you can get a bunch of different sizes. They're fairly inexpensive. And then the big Baker's trays kind of fluctuate a lot in price. It might be cheaper to find them on a restaurant supply place. So, but you have to buy them in bulk to make it affordable. So I bought like a dozen of them at once, but I use them in my little Baker's cart thing. So for me, it made sense. But great question. So where is my other thingy? Oh, so yeah, so you can go check out the Amazon page if you want to, and it has a bunch of my stuff. As I use more things, I'll keep adding it to that page. That's the other nice thing, is I can just keep adding to that. So I think I put most of the stuff I use in there. And if there's something else, that I use that you've seen that doesn't happen to be in there, just let me know and I'll put that in there as well. So let's see, any other questions? So it's been kind of a crazy Monday. I was mixing paint and doing all kinds of different things. Finishing up my extra content for the little mini course. So that was fun. I did a couple of videos for that this morning. So I don't see any other questions. So I think if there's nothing else, I will say goodbye for now and get to my great big experiment. I'll show you the big panel I have. It's back here. So this is an 18 by 24. It's a great big one. So this is one of the birch panels I make. So I'm excited to try that out too. So, but I love the smoothness of those panels. That works awesome. So anyway, we'll get to that and see what happens. And hopefully it'll all work out. So anyway, but thanks so much for joining me. And on Wednesday, I will do a little varnish demo. And we'll talk about that and answer any questions you might have about that. It's pretty straightforward, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time or materials. And yes, I make them, Barbara. That it's kind of my side thing. My dad helps me with them, but we're both woodworkers, so And I love the panels. I just love working on them. So I decided I'll just make my own. And they work out really nice. The one behind me, this is a panel. This is a 16 by 20 that I did, I think last week or the week before. So, but I love working on them. They're the best, at least for me. So, okay, anyway. But thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you on Wednesdays live. And check out the YouTube video. It should be up tomorrow between 9 and 10 or something like that, Pacific time, maybe a little earlier. We'll find out. So we'll see you later, and wish me luck, fingers crossed, for my crazy waterfall experiment. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.